want it in the thing.
It's in the thing. The camera's off.
That's it.
So bring some weed to roll. See, walk from the blunt talk, starring Milk and Joe. If you ain't trying to get high, then don't come to the show. It's the type of conversation only good when you start. Or you can listen from the crib and smoke your tree on your own. This ain't no backyard boogie shit, you growing your home. But if all you got is resin, you can smoke it alone. And it don't matter if your bro had to front it. Glass piece with some roaches. Either way, just as long as you coming. It be all kind of discussion, speak what you know. So welcome to Blunt Talk, starring Milk and Joe.
Yo, 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 it's me, it's D with the capital T, always have been, always will be, the one and only Milkman, and I'm in the building. Hey, are you
we're live, we're live.
You don't just hear me saying stuff over here?
Hey, you're a white noise.
Has there been too much talking going on already?
No.
Has there already been too many blunts in the air or what?
At this point in time.
No. You're not going to sit up here and just say you was ignoring me. Not after I was up here doing some good yo-yo-yos.
It's you're like a white noise.
No.
White noise.
No.
Yeah.
What kind of noise are you?
I'm not a noise.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you a noise.
No. I'm not a noise.
Uh-huh.
No.
Oh, you make a noise.
I do make noises.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
You damn right you do.
I'm not a. I'm more of a scene. You see me. You don't hear me.
So I'm not to be seen around here is what I'm hearing. Don't nobody be seeing me.
No, but we hear you. See, now you're.
There we go. Just like that.
No.
Wait, first of all, you shouldn't be setting back so damn far.
That's what you see.
Don't be setting back so damn far.
That's why I came to sit up.
Do a sit up. Get your abdominal muscles together. Yeah, what?
Look,
what?
for every sit up you do, I'll do two.
Okay.
All right.
Let's do it.
Right now.
Challenge?
Right now.
No.
We'll
set this up.
I get to set
We don't
it
have
up.
the camera angles or anything ready for all this. We gotta make sure we capture all this goodness.
We will
But
get
I'm
it.
with you. I'm with you though. Hey, first of all, I will have you in a sit-up coma right now. Okay. Especially you doing a 2-for-1 special like it's Blue Magic.
Hey,
You doing 2-for-1 like it's Blue Magic? Is that what's happening around
what's
here?
that? What was it? It's my favorite meme, and I still try to find it all the time. But bullshit. Bullshit.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have you in a sit-up coma. 2-for-1 special like Blue Magic. We're gonna make it do what it do. Yo, you are locked into Blunt Talk. Of course, I am the one and only Milkman. He is the godson. Yeah.
So I got a question.
What's up?
Are we like?
Yo,
I feel bad when I throw my hand up.
He back. Hey. How I have missed you. I have missed you so much.
I know you
Oh,
are
we
not
got Mrs.
talking.
Shields in the building. What up?
Oh.
Shout out to you. How you feeling on today?
Wait a minute. I know that old bean
Oh,
pie.
he said it. He said it.
Look, I know you. Oh,
He
you
ain't had a hairline. You remember the last time he had a hairline?
when Jesus was walking.
He don't remember either. He don't remember. Yo, I think it's been a few years. I think we need to get hate back on the channel. What you think? We could probably even have a segment.
Hey, I would just like to say for the record.
Say it.
That two people were brought together at one point and one of them was scared to come back. That's all I'm saying.
Well, and the other one ain't available no more.
And the other one's excommunicado. As they would say in John Wick.
Excommunicado.
You like that?
Funny as hell.
You like that? John Wick reference, go see it.
Yo, it was a B squared connection. I thought we was gonna have a 12-round bout between them at one point.
I would have paid.
The people, didn't they?
I would have paid.
I would have paid to see it too. But at the end of the day, we love hate. And
what up, though, Aaron?
I hope he'll come rock out with us at some point. Yo, we got Calico in the building. Yo,
what's good? Oh, I'm dying.
Yo, what's good with you, homie? How you feeling on today? Hope you're having an amazing Sunday. If y'all have not taken the opportunity to like and share this thing up, we would greatly appreciate it if you did so.
Greatly appreciate it. I feel like it's getting darker right here for some reason.
Yeah.
It should be getting lighter. Because I've noticed the gray coming down into here more.
So you feel like the black is on its way back?
No, far from that.
So you're not that delusional?
No, this ain't no Benjamin Button shit.
Oh,
and I'm not great, and I'm not just for men in this motherfucker.
Are you?
But what I am saying though is every time I grab my beard, it's like this, right? I grab it, and you know what I mean. This be it right here.
Will you get one of these in the air while I get the guest out here?
Jesus.
No, I mean I know you stuck on your beard.
But do you see it?
It ain't a mirror. It ain't a mirror he can walk by.
It's right
that
there.
He can't look at. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm definitely. What's that vein? What's that one? God.
That's vain.
Vanity.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's it.
If it's not, just let us know in the comments.
Look.
If you tag somebody, of course, we would greatly appreciate that, even that much more. But we don't understand why you would want to deprive anybody of all this goodness anyway. With all of that being said, what do you mean?
If you were just a bit, look, if we would have had a camera for behind the scene shit, it definitely wasn't all that glittery goodness.
First of all, I don't know why he up here telling all the business. I don't know why he telling all the business. Not on today.
People want
Not
to.
on today.
This is why our people fuck with us, because of the pure 100%.
Hey, watch your mouth. We're on Twitch, okay? They're very sensitive over there.
Oh, my effing bad. Is that better? I bleep myself.
There you go.
Okay, I'll
there you
censor
go.
Myself. But what was that? Just cussing. Where were we just at?
We were just gonna talk about how we have an amazing guest today. Coming from the greater north, we happen to be in a big old beef with them right now.
Right now. Jesus.
It is a huge beef going on with Canada right now,
y'all. Now.
But we happen to have an amazing woman.
Amazing.
I mean, as we continue to celebrate Women's History Month.
Crisis therapist or advocate.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Owner, operator of her own business.
That's right.
Entrepreneur. Thank you. I have trouble with the late,
That's right.
That's why we work together, because he up in here will try to get out what I need to get out. What else do we got? Do you got anything else to add?
Hey, man, social service worker, humanitarian.
Humanitarian? Look, you know what you got to do to be a humanitarian? You got to be a good-ass person to be humanitarian.
I mean, this young lady right here has a heart for people, and we going to let her tell a little bit more about her story.
I'm with it.
But, we don't rock with nobody who ain't genuine. This young lady right here is $100,000. She's all about the people. She's all about building a community. Like you said, she is the owner and founder of PINECASE Mental Health and Music, the one and only Kaleisha Campbell.
as the crowd goes wild.
Yo, I should have it queued up, shouldn't I? I'm late. I'm slow. You know, it is what it is. My old favorite professor used to say, "Charge it to my head and not my heart." But we celebrate you with everything we have available to us in this moment.
Which is the blunt right now.
Oh my goodness!
How you feeling on this afternoon? This amazing Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, you know what, you guys, well, how can I feel anything less than absolutely perfect after an introduction like that? Seriously. So kudos to all of the beautiful words, you guys. It's love all the way back from Canada, right back at you. It's never ever a dull moment when you guys are around. So we always appreciate you guys. I was looking for fun to be shared and liking and all that good stuff. So thank you so much.
Yeah, man, you have been so kind to have me on your platform 3 times. Yes. The Godson has been with me 2 of those times. I was hoping to have Just Bree with us on today. She sends her love. She got some gallbladder business keeping her down on this afternoon. So send positive vibes and love her way. She definitely sends all her love, though. She just loves you to death. But we're always so grateful. Anytime we get a chance to link up, you're just such a genuine, authentic human being. Yes. And anybody who comes across your path is greater for having done so. And so we just thank you for coming to rock out with us on this afternoon.
I forgot we were on Twitch. I was going to finish your sentence for you.
Don't finish my sentence.
Yeah, no.
I almost lost my clipboard. I wouldn't be nothing without my clipboard.
He's really not. Hold on. Just so because I did it last week. He has got it written down 1, 2, A, B, B, C, A, 1.
Don't be worried about what I got going on over here.
Like subsection 3, title 4, word 5 type shit. All right. He's got highlights and underlines. This man.
It ain't that bad. I mean, first of all, she's seeing me color code.
Yeah. We've worked together before, so I know. The emails are always beautiful, right? I'm just like, man, this dude's impeccable. He's got the most business writing skills of an absolute legend. So no, I appreciate it. What's wild to me though is that you do all of that and then come out here and share just like the most fluid, loving, casual, open, honest conversation every single time. So I'm just like, I mean, if you want to highlight some shit, that's cool. We appreciate it.
Hallelujah, hallelujah. Well, it's a guide, but we let the spirit move around here, okay? We always have a guide, but we let the spirit move.
I don't know about
the guide says we're going to be in church for 50 to 55 minutes.
Okay.
The spirit might say we're going to linger a while. Hallelujah.
Hey,
you never know how it's going to shake out.
I got the spirit that says, hey, you could just sit right there on Sunday. We're going to watch this. Oh, my God. I'm glad I got a cool spirit. For real.
You got a cool spirit?
Look. I'm cool with you go to the house of worship, do you? What you do is what you do. I have no.
I have one rolled up for you when you get back.
Exactly. But me, I'm not going to waste. Football starts at noon. They don't like to get done.
Football season is only for a certain period of time. I mean, that's why Blunt Talk is back, because football season is over.
You're right. And do you know why I don't go to church now?
Why?
Because by the time I get out of there, breakfast is over and brunch is too early, too far, and to get
that's not true.
Yes, it is.
You don't go because you are agnostic.
I don't believe the fact that a man. All right, if you believe in God,
he's an agnostic.
Look, if you believe in God,
I've seen Joe be everything from a Muslim to a devout Christian to an agnostic.
You're right, and I've tried it all, and I've come to the same conclusion. A man wrote it. Men are flawed. That's the one thing that all them books got in common. Men are flawed, and a man wrote this book.
That's the one thing that book has in common with everything in history, because anytime man has an opportunity to manipulate something, they're going to. That's the nature of man.
But that's what I'm saying. How do you trust the man that wrote this? How does the man know that the little bird that said, man, Jesus is rising up to heaven?
I thought that was Birdman.
That's what Birdman. I got that means I got the bird.
Or is we done?
I got that bird.
Is we done or is we finished? I don't know what we talking about.
Wild. Around here, though, we got something we call Dirt Church, which is I told you guys a little bit about that earlier, but basically it's a little bit of fresh air and anything that you need to do in those moments. A lot of people take it into like the motocross, realm. We've been kicking it horses out here for a little while, but so when we go to church in my household, that's usually where you'll find us, around a bonfire or something, sitting on a tailgate, whatever. Times. Yeah.
That's nice. That's
hey,
awesome.
wherever 2 or more gathered, ain't nobody say where they had to be. Hallelujah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Around here, we like to kick things off with a game of Would You Rather.
Oh shit.
Okay. Yeah, I know, right? And I got a couple on my phone and I got a couple on my sheet, and I'm gonna start with one on my sheet.
Look, I'm surprised by these because usually I get to read them or hear them. I get to hear none of these ones today.
My God, I didn't get this email. Wait a second.
Oh no. Here we go. Would you rather have to drive a snowplow for the rest of your life? Oh no, excuse me. Oh yes, that is it. Would you rather drive a snowplow or a Zamboni for the rest of your life?
Listen, we've been plowing for a while. Like, I don't know if you guys know much about my past, but no, I'm just playing. No, we're in Canada, so it's snowplow all day long. Like, I could use one right now.
No, but in the summertime too. I mean, for the rest of your life, this is how you get around now. You got to go pick up groceries. You putting them in the back of the plow or the Zamboni?
Have you not seen a Zamboni? Those things go like 2 miles an hour. Like, now
it's a one-person seat.
That's probably slower than a line.
I would take the snowplow.
Yeah, we're snowplow.
You gonna take the snowplow?
I'm taking the snowplow on that one.
Okay. I mean, I guess I'm
be like Homer Simpson out here with my Mr. Plow jacket. Yeah, it's snowplow, 100%.
Okay. Now, what is the season for snowplows up there? Like, what does y'all actual winter look like? When does spring on the calendar hit the other day? But like, has it sprung there? Like, have y'all gotten the memo?
No. We're in Alberta, like right next to the Rocky Mountains. So it's like, no, we don't get the memo until about midsummer. It's like, yeah,
that's fun.
We actually, Father's Day, and I could probably a lot of Canadians can attest to that. There's like this, I guess, like, I don't want to call it a triathlon, but it's like for the dudes that go out and they go snowboarding or skiing, golfing, and scuba diving in the same day, and it's like this like big event. So, and yeah, as Canadians, we're out here for a second in the winter, way too long.
Yo, you always talking about getting out of the Midwest because of the winter.
Out of this tundra of a.
So Alberta is not where you looking to go.
Oh hell no!
Hell no! Alberta is not where you looking to go.
I'll go visit for the 2.5 months. It's not snowing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That part.
Yeah, Alberta is the Midwest. Like,
how do you get on this? Oh, you want to get on? Today ain't that day, though. Today ain't that day. We're going to get you back on. Don't you worry about it.
You know what? Congratulations to him, though, for real. I was reading the comments, like, to get off your, all of that stuff, probation, whatever that looks like for you. I don't know the whole story, but, like, I know that.
I didn't even see all of it. I missed a bunch of it. Congratulations to you.
Yeah, big
we proud of you.
Mm-hmm.
We know
that's real.
We still waiting on a full exoneration. That's the story I'm looking to tell. He already guaranteed me first rights. When that exoneration come through, I want first rights, baby. Yes. We're going to tell that story. Yo, we got paragraphs out here now.
Oh, paragraphs.
Look like we got love in the community, though.
No, that definitely ain't love.
Oh, that ain't love? What's happening over here?
Buddy.
Is there some conflict in the comment section?
They're going at it for some odd reason.
Oh, is that because it's hate? I mean,
no, hate
whoa.
Ain't got nothing to do with this.
Whoa, what? I don't think that's like,
what we call one.
Sometimes we just gotta leave that shit in the comment section.
Yeah.
Like,
for sure.
That's between him and Jordan.
Whoever, yeah. I don't know.
Oh,
you guys sorted out though. It's Sunday. Like, it doesn't even.
I know that's like right. That. Just pray about it. All right, no conflict. He says that's right. Yeah. You know it's all peace, love, and happiness around here.
Yeah.
We don't be on no BS around here. Let's go for another one though. Would you rather go on a blind date for a month or go on 30 blind dates in 1 month?
Well, is it a blind date after?
Yeah, wait.
No, you heard what I said.
I know. You said
a blind date for it starts out blind.
Shit.
Apparently, after a while, it ain't so blind
after the first one is not blind.
I asked the question: 1 blind date for 30 days, or 30 blind dates for a month.
I mean, I love people watching. I like hanging out, seeing some weird shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. My life is very comfortable. I'm very content in my ways, and there's not too much like controversy inside these walls. I go outside for that. And so, I mean, I bring on the 30 weirdos. Like, bring on the 30. Like, let's check it out. As long as that's like a rap.
Said it was weird. See, you automatically making some assumptions now. Wait, okay, so
But no,
where does this come from? Is it like, okay, if it's a blind date, then they automatically are in some type of category because it's a blind date?
Yeah, maybe. Okay, I should no shade to like the actual people doing this. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not
I
saying
don't
that they're
mind
weird.
shade. I'm just
I
getting
mean, like,
clarification.
bring on the weirdness. That's
Right, because it's awkward. It is. It's
Yeah,
awkward.
yeah,
I mean, I've never done it. And
Yeah.
have you ever done a blind date?
Absolutely
I
not.
don't know
no.
that I would be willing to do that.
I feel like my whole life has been like one blind date, right? Like we don't know people until we know them. So I don't know. I'm pretty.
That's true as well. I mean, that's true as well.
Yeah.
Is JB in the building?
JB been in
Lord
the
have mercy. You know I love y'all, but Father God, y'all better pray about it.
Y'all mama hating shots. All right, we can let's get off count. But Tristan said she'd rather work 30 blind dates in 30 minutes.
Damn.
30 blind dates in 30 minutes.
That's fucked up. I'm telling.
That speed dating shit. Yeah,
I was at your wedding, man. I was at your wedding.
I was there. I seen it. It happened.
Bro, I mean, we don't judge you for your prior life, but come on now.
I would speed. If I was single, I would try speed dating one time just to see why I don't want to do that.
You would try speed dating?
I would do it once if I was single.
I mean, it seems like a good practical joke or something. It seems like a good time for some laughs.
You think you
there's nothing productive coming from that.
No.
This is just an entertaining evening.
Right?
But see, I would feel bogus because somebody on the other side of that table is going to be serious.
Really is
they're really looking for love.
Yeah, how truthful are you going to be?
Hey, I'm just here to have a good time.
Yeah.
I'm just here talking shit. Look, if I meet a friend,
I heard it was free hors d'oeuvres and champagne till midnight. I'm with all the bullshit.
Y'all are wild. Can you imagine though, like going into it being for real though? Because it's hard out there. Tinder is hard out there. Like, you know, I don't know. I have lots of friends that are like really trying to find their soulmate right now. And I can't imagine going into a date and then the other person they're not as engaged into the situation as you are. And you're really trying to like be there for like
I found myself in that position multiple times, whether it was just in like a friendship or a relationship where it's just like they're way more invested than I am.
Right.
And what do you do when, it's like when you can see it, but they don't see it. And then you go, this isn't going to end well.
Just politely excuse yourself. Yeah.
I think it might be time to go. I think it might be time to tip on out. That's when I pull out my church finger. See, you got a church finger. You just have to tip out with your church finger.
Hey, Jordan, I just want to let you know you just got a motherfucking the big nod of approval.
That's hilarious.
Shout out Big JB in the building though. I wish I would have got clearance from him. I would have played one of the new joints. I was in the studio with him. Was that on Thursday? Yeah, I was in the studio with Big JB on Thursday. He moved away from Bloomington. What was that? Was that during the pandemic?
Right before,
2019, 2020, 2021,
right
something like that.
Start of it, right? Well, no, because so it would have been like right in the beginning of it, 2021.
Yeah. So he moved out of here.
My manager.
Before he moved out of here, though, he said to me, he was like, I want you to hop on the album with me, and I want you to like do the old school skit style in between tracks, like an old school album. And I'm like, that would be love. And all these years later, look at it finally materialized.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Getting to collaborate with my homie in the studio. Yo, and I ain't never had as much fun as I did. It was all like,
Were you allowed to smoke in this session?
Weed vapes.
Okay.
Weed vapes.
All right, they're moving up. I get why it doesn't stink,
Totally.
Everybody don't want that in their house.
I understand it.
Some folks got neighbors.
Once again, old school. So
old school versus new school.
When I think recording studios, I take bottles with them all
smoking. Yeah.
With clouds coming out the door and open.
People partying with the motherfucking dude in the booth putting the tracks down. You know what I mean?
I mean, but all off the dome. You know what I'm saying? Listening to the songs for the first time and just being ready to go.
That's so
fun. 3 hours in the studio, 13 tracks.
Damn.
13 tracks in 3 hours. When I tell you we had fun, and it wasn't no nonsense going on. It was about our business.
Featuring Milk.
I'm sorry. Not Ray featuring Milk.
Oh my God. I hate the
Oh, don't hate JB.
I hate
JB.
it, and I love the fact at the same time that they gave you a alternate identity.
Hey.
Who gave me an alternate identity, yo?
The world.
First of all, I mean, nicknames are okay.
Yeah, man.
Like, and a good nickname is one that you don't give yourself. I mean, what was I supposed to do? Just ignore the fact that people blessed me with such a wonderful name? I was just supposed to let it go at some point?
No.
You hate that they gave it to me, though.
No.
You wanted me to just always be Ray.
You're
always just be your Ray.
No matter what, you'll always be my Ray. That's not going to change. People that have Milk. I can share Milk with the people. Okay. I can do that. I can share Milk.
But you can't share Ray.
I can't share
Ray.
All right.
Hey, Ray and Joe been through some things.
Man.
Milk and Joe.
Why was I just looking at pictures of us? Me, you, and Rick out there by the motherfucking
windmill.
The windmill, right?
Oh, that was all nighter.
Me, you, where were we at? I want to say we were at either my trailer or Jace's trailer, and it was just a random picture of all of us, and you sitting there in your pose like this.
Oh, you know my
everybody just sitting.
It
was like 19 and shit.
Those are the best. Those are the best pictures.
Yo,
everyone's got matching, color coordinated, couple of OEs on each edge. Remember when we really used to post that for some photos? What happened to that?
Yeah,
like that's real.
You know, we used to take it serious. Yeah. Like, remember when we used to get everyone in like 15, 30 deep and we're like, okay, you know, get somebody's aunt or something to take the picture. Like, it was real. Like, oh, I got to look for that, you know, some of those. Cause yeah, that's the good shit. I miss that stuff.
Shut up, Bradley.
Hey, Bradley.
You don't see that no more. Everything.
No.
Let me take a picture. Yeah. Oh my God.
No. Yeah. Right. Or you got to squeeze in on the selfie. You got to squeeze in on it. Yeah. This is my picture from my Instagram.
Right.
Yeah. Get it and shut up.
Becky. My bad. Yo, would you rather vibe out to your favorite band or spend time riding you and your horse?
Listen, I mean, this is kind of a controversial thing, right? Because obviously the horses are for me, and I don't really talk about it. I don't post about it much. I promote music and mental health as literally what we do at PINECASE, and like how important that is. The reason for that is because music is accessible. It's accessible. It's something I grew up with. It makes sense to me, but it's also extremely accessible to people. You don't have to be, have luxury money in order to do it. And so,
exactly.
Whereas like the horses, like as much as, I would love to be like, oh, it's got to be the horses. Because for me, being selfish, it probably is. I don't think it's all that fair to be like, yeah, that's really like
accessibility matters, right?
Because it's not really like a fair thing. So I mean, I've been really blessed in my life in certain aspects, and so I've always had access to horses. So for me, in my selfish moment, I would probably say that's it. But nothing makes me feel the same way as like putting on some Erykah Badu, you know what I mean? Opening up all the windows, like making sure that like the space is mine, putting on a pot of tea, finding that outfit, letting it sit right, and like being super selfish in that moment. So yeah, it's got to be that. Yeah.
Okay. I will say that equine therapy is finding itself to be a little bit more accessible and a little bit more popular around where I'm at, which is cool. Now, I would ask, because I'm promoting music therapy and equine therapy all the time with my folks. I have not gotten anybody to take me up on it. I feel like I've never been there. I don't know what happens. You know what I mean? Even art therapy. And so, what could I say to somebody, about equine therapy that might want to, spark their interest enough to at least go try it?
Yeah, I think it's super important. I just left there. It's literally why my hair is slicked back into a tight bun because it's windy. But horses are actually, the way that they are designed by nature is to regulate to like what is happening with you. And so their heart, their blood pressure, everything synchronizes to you. And that's why it's important in those moments to when I say selfish, I don't mean being selfish, but just to like have that with my horse, or have that moment with my horse. So what ends up happening is when you are in a moment with these beautiful animals, like, you have no choice but to match their energy. And it's not something that you can even control. So when we say you need to be mindful, you have to do these things. You need to go outside and you need to breathe deep and in and out 10 times, or you need to journal or whatever. We say those things because they work. But with horses, you don't actually have to work for those moments. They naturally happen. The horse will actually regulate itself to match you, and then the moment calms down in itself. So you don't have to be a professional. You don't have to be you don't have to be a professional with them. You don't have to be perfect at being able to regulate your own emotions and your own personality. It really is the horse's responsibility. So it's one of those things that you can go and do where you don't have to be involved in the therapy per se. Whereas when we're by ourselves and we're dealing with a therapist, or we're getting these exercises, or we have an advocate and they're saying, you need to go and journal, you need to go and take 10 deep breaths in and out, or you need to go and do yoga. Those are things that you have to like consciously do the exercise start to finish. With horses, it takes all that responsibility away. The horse actually does it for you. And so whatever that looks like, whether it be groundwork, riding, sitting in a field, just being near them, they take the responsibility of the action away from you. So you're going to leave the situation feeling better, regardless of what your expectations are, regardless of what happens, and regardless of the situation, whether it be like groundwork or riding or whatever.
I appreciate that. I feel better equipped. Being able to pitch it a little more. I knew nothing about, the chemistry.
Yes.
And how there's some syncopation there. That's amazing.
Now that I hear about that makes sense, because like dogs, horses have the most like super, I don't know, all hypersensitive, just like they can detect.
Oh, dogs always know
good characters. You know what I mean? Like, or a person in need, or a person sad. Like you said, dogs know when someone's super sad. Look, come here, let me give you a hug. Know when a woman's pregnant, you know what I mean? Just like little things like they can tell. So I feel that not being all the way 100 right in your mind, and then the horse just automatically knows that and says, no, I know what you need. Come here. I got you. And this, you know what I mean?
I just picture Mr. Ed giving me a hug.
Yeah, shit like that.
I did.
Talking to
I
me
just
on
did
my
right
show
now.
and talk about, you good, you got this.
Hey.
Yeah, it's amazing. So today, for example, I was working on intention, and it sounds so silly, right? Like I'm working with this 1,000-pound beast who you would, otherwise think doesn't really give a shit about what I'm doing. But my only job today was to focus on intention and what my intention was with the horse. And so the session starts out and it's just me and a horse in a field, and you can actually push, like, so it's called like disengaging the hindquarters, but basically get it to move its butt from one side to another by just like moving your shoulders this way and pointing to their hind end and the other way. And it's all about like what your intentions are. So what my intentions are with that horse in that moment was to get it to disengage its hindquarters. So I square my shoulders and point to its butt, and it will actually move with you. And it's amazing. You see it in a lot in like natural horsemanship and Pirellis and all that kind of stuff. Those like horse dancing videos. What a lot of people are missing is it actually isn't this like rigorous training, all this crazy stuff that happens. It's actually just has to do with what your intention is in that moment and the body language that you're giving that horse. It's really neat. Yeah.
Equestrian.
Equestrian.
Yeah, equestrian. The horse dancing.
That's what they call it?
That's crip walking. That's what Snoop calls it. Crip walking for the horse. You don't know that?
No, I missed that part. I didn't know that Snoop had crip walking.
That horse specifically was doing dressage. But yeah, I can do that. My horses can do that.
Time out. Back up. What? It was doing
You heard it was having a massage.
It's called
it was having a massage.
dressage. D-R-E.
Dressage.
Dressage. Yeah.
That's the name of the two-step it was doing?
It was...
Yeah.
Okay. Can't nobody see your fingers down there. He said you're doing it.
Oh my God, that's
My
funny.
bad.
I love my brother, boy. Yo, I gotta shout out. I gotta shout out Hate real quick. One, because he don't miss a beat when it comes to the concept. But two, if I'm interpreting this correctly, he says you may be the first person that he can't hate on.
Right.
I mean, I don't know if you know how big that is for him. Like,
oh wow.
Like his level of hate. You're familiar with like Dave Chappelle Players Ball?
Yeah,
like hate.
Yeah.
Look, no.
That's,
yes. Look, so imagine
Well,
that
thank you.
hate at the player haters ball
Mhm.
mixed with Tyler Bigsby.
Damn.
Or not, is that his name? No. What was the?
Oh, you talking about the one that divorced his wife
because she
married a black man?
She married a black man. Clayton Bigsby. Let me be clear. No, Clayton was a crackhead.
No, I think Clayton was the one that divorced his wife because she married a black man.
Clayton Bigsby.
Do you remember this story?
I know what story you're talking about, but I don't know what his name is.
Yes, okay. Clayton Bigsby was. Yeah.
That's Clayton Bigsby right there.
Okay.
No, the other one. That's the you got in the hot sauce, Joe Rogan.
Yes.
Oh Lord.
That's who hate is. If those two had a kid, that would be
That's him?
hate.
Hey, but we love him. No, we love him for who he is. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Hey, not as frustrating. Did he say it's frustrating? You got this man over here perplexed. He can't say nothing bad about you. Oh, okay. I got one more for you.
Okay.
Would you rather? Here we go. Only spend one more summer of your life in Jamaica, or be able to go to Jamaica whenever you want, but the rest of the time it's always winter in Canada.
Nigga, that's my life. What do you mean?
Hey, I like how she let it slip. What do you mean? That's my life now. You are not giving me a what if situation. You're giving me real life questions.
Yeah.
Observing my life.
Like, where are you getting these questions from? Like, did you miss the part where it is always winter where I'm at, and Jamaica is always going to be accessible?
No, okay, so let me. I did a little research. I did a little research because I was curious.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and what I found is that the average temperature in Jamaica during the summer is between 80 and 90. Now we hit over 90 quite often where I live in central Illinois of the United States of America. I also saw that the average temperature in Canada during the summer.
Canada? We're not going to get past that.
Canada.
Where'd the art come from?
I don't know. From Canada and them. I don't know.
Canada. Okay.
So you've been hanging out with the Africans.
Hey, hey, so from Canada and them, it's between like 75 and 80. So it is a bit of a difference in the summertime. But what I found was in the wintertime, my God, they still got 70s and 80s in Jamaica in the wintertime.
Right.
I would take that all day.
All day, every day.
Every day.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, like Jamaica's there. I'm super spoiled that way. My grandpa is taking care of all of that. We've talked about turning the property into a mental health and music retreat, putting in a music studio so people can go out there and record their music in a safe, happy, fucking deadly environment. Sorry, Twitch or whatever, for swearing. But and so obviously, like that's always going to be the goal, or like that's what we're working towards right now. And shout out to Calico because she's making all these dreams come true for me, which I really appreciate all of her hard work and dedication. The thing is, though, is that because I'm technically kind of in like the Midwest of the States, but up in Canada, and it is absolutely freezing. I don't know what 70s, 80s, 90s means because we don't rock Fahrenheit up here, but I do know that, last week we swung from, so we swung from like minus 40 to like plus 12 in like a 24-hour period, which is wild. And
that was a few weeks ago. I think we all experienced that.
It was crazy.
They went through it hard because
we went through.
My bad.
No, it's all good. But I mean, like minus 40 to us, that's like minus 20 actually for you guys, right? Like that's not like yeah. So it's for real. So to like leave the property, to leave the horses, or to leave, like it's dangerous for us to like just dip in the middle of winter.
You got to plan ahead. You got to check the weather. You got to make sure you don't need milk and eggs for the weekend type stuff.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
we gonna be in here, y'all. We not going nowhere.
Yeah, for real.
We're gonna be right here in a minute.
Yo, we've got one more segment. We'll see if we get back to it, but I don't want to linger too long on the nonsense because I want to get into the meat of the matter. Not to say that anything we've talked about to this point has been nonsense, but
you're right. It has not been nonsense, but it's been
nonsensical.
There you go.
We like to have fun, and we sow all sorts of seeds together. We put humor right next to serious, right next to whatever.
Whatever. However we get it and get
chaos next to
utterly peace and calming.
Ooh, see all that just right next to each other.
Beautiful.
They all related. Can we talk about marijuana? Because blunt talk obviously is a double entendre. Where we talk about having blunt conversations while we also consume some cannabis in the form of a blunt. Okay. I was just speaking with my with my only living mother still left with me. Praise God, I still have her. And we was talking about plans for Easter and different things, and she said, "Well, can't you just do the show from the back room?" I said, "Mother, I did some of that for a minute, and then I said, Mother,
that was him getting his bullshit together.
Yeah.
He was trying to get it together.
That's trying to save yourself a couple of seconds. Yeah. Right. I mean, we could, but yeah, you're gonna burn out the whole house.
The best I came up with is we consume cannabis when we do that show.
No, that's cool.
And then she went on to tell me about how she was slow and didn't catch that right away. And I said, and then I had to concede. I said, well, it is ways I could do it. I was like, I've done it from the car before while I was here,
Right. We got ways. Mom.
I'm starting scrambling to figure out how to make it work because
she's just trying to feed you some big Easter. What do you guys do down there? Turkey or not turkey, ham? Do you guys do the big ham thing for Easter dinner and all that good stuff?
For Easter, it changes up a lot. Okay. But turkey is a common thing. Once again, that's Christmas and Thanksgiving for a lot of people. I think in the States, I'm finding more and more people are getting non-traditional. Right. So they're doing like a seafood thing for Thanksgiving, or you know what I mean, some prime rib or something like that they would normally do.
It's the budget though, because they know we're gonna go look for turkeys and ham. I went and looked at a ham the other day. It was $80. I was like, excuse you?
Oh, ham! Ham. That's Easter all the way. Everybody wants
but they know that though.
Yeah. I don't though. I always just want my same meal. Just give me some turkey and ham with some greens, dressing, macaroni and cheese, sweet potato pie. Did I say dressing already? I need some cranberry sauce to go with that. You know what I mean?
Yum.
No, don't eat
I want my potato salad. And then
without raisins.
There's no.
I was about to say, that's only your Caucasian side.
No.
Who's the only?
Have you looked in the mirror? Never put no damn raisins in the potato salad.
That's your people. That's your linear.
She always did one thing to the potato salad that I didn't like. And for a while, I couldn't bring my heart to tell her. I used to just pick it out. But after a while, she started making me a little tub of my own. I didn't like olives. She always put olives in the potato salad, and I don't like olives at all on salad or anything. Did you never ate the potato salad anyway? So
once I became self-sufficient to be able to cook for myself, there was no more eating none of that shit.
What do you mean?
None of that.
Oh, you mean when she wasn't forced to eat it? Yeah. He said, once I wasn't forced to eat it. I love deviled eggs.
No,
deviled eggs.
Oh my God.
What?
feel like. Look,
What?
eggs are good by themselves.
second.
Once you add mustard to anything, that shit is horrible.
Yeah.
You need to hold on, go back to that. Like, listen, if you you gotta, what's that called? I brine my turkey. It solves all that problem. Brine your turkey. Yeah, hydrate that shit.
Oh, he don't know what a brine is. He got too much hate in his heart to know what a brine is.
Oh, you talking about the hater down there?
Yeah,
I know
because he
you
said
weren't
that
talking to
turkey
me.
is nasty and dry. That's why
you were
Kaleisha had to say, no.
Not mine.
Look, hey, ain't that what folk always say? You just ain't had it done right.
Right, exactly.
You just ain't had it
He
cooked right.
can't cook. Don't let him lie to you. He's a box cooker.
Okay.
Brandon?
Yes.
No, Hank is a box cooker. I didn't know he was a box cooker.
He is a box cooker.
I can throw down with the best of them.
Right.
I was raised in the kitchen.
Same.
It was the television in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Oh,
Same.
I forgot. And outside, with the street light and all. But I do want to talk for just a little while I have you, because I don't always have the opportunity to chat with another professional in mental health regularly on the podcast. You know what I mean? But I always enjoy our conversations. And so, being that this is Blunt Talk, we've established that already. And then you being the founder of PINECASE Mental Health and Music, continuing to grow and establish that brand and what it is in terms of how you serve the people. Just want to, kind of collaborate on a mashup of saying, hey, we smoking a little weed here. We talking a little mental health here. There's already so much stigma, I think. Some of it is a little outdated, I would say. But there's some negative views about marijuana as it pertains to mental health. And I just want to have a conversation today about how we all feel about cannabis, how we all use it, whether it's recreationally or the otherwise, how it helps or doesn't help. Well, you should probably put that out.
I hate.
See, I just ignored him like he was white noise. He was the white noise this time.
You see that, right? You see
that's what happened.
How easy it is.
Yeah,
I see years of training. Just know. Yeah.
That's right. You've been around too many kids in your life when you could just tune out noise
so easily. If it's not a blood curdling scream coming from somebody.
So obviously we love it, and I want to be able to have some conversation, but I don't want to monopolize it because I think at different periods in my life, marijuana and I had a different relationship. But I want to defer to you to just kick it off and open up relationship with marijuana, mental health, pros, cons. Take it wherever we want to go. I'm here for the ride.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a love-hate relationship with marijuana, and for a bunch of different reasons, different stages of my life. I've utilized it, maybe overutilized it, and then completely shut it out. My heart will always be with the idea of it being like a positive thing, and mostly now I can say that with absolute 2 feet on the ground, because we use it a lot at PINECASE as a harm reduction tool, which looks a lot differently than most, right? Okay. And so just a little bit of a backstory. The way that I grew up, marijuana was something that was always around. It was something that I associated with people that I adored. I didn't know what that smell was, but I knew that those people that smelled like that usually were a little bit more open, a little bit more free, always had some music going, food was always on, and it was almost like the smell of like an open door policy, which is something that
personality and character traits were just different from other people. Yeah.
Right. And so I've always associated with like a positive experience, and I've always associated those people with that. So I just want to get that out of the way first, because it's always going to be there. Right. But there is moments in my life where I was like, listen, like I really got to focus in on what I'm doing. And unfortunately, because of, the laws hadn't caught up yet, the stigmas hadn't caught up yet, I let it go with respect, and then and kind of revisited it later. And so, people would be like, I have known her for years and I never seen her smoke no weed, like for sure, because you guys caught me maybe in like college or something, or
right.
Because I was like, the manager or something. So I do think that the laws are extremely outdated. I see even now, at PINECASE, we do a ton of outreach work with blue collar workers. And the argument that comes up a lot is like, oh, we get randomly piss tested. It kind of pushes us, or like it kind of makes us want to do a recreational drug that only stays in our system for 3 days. So weed is kind of So weed is kind of out, and we turn to these other heavier.
So we know what those choices are. Yeah, we know what those 3-day choices are.
Because unfortunately, like the way that they're drug testing people is so behind times. I mean, it stays in your system for 30 days, so there is no recreational weed use in the oil patch of Canada, which is primarily the people that we're chatting with. So I do think that there needs to be some serious policies and procedure change when it comes to utilizing marijuana to reflect what we're talking about now, because in a lot of in states down there and provinces up here, actually almost all of Canada is now decriminalized. We sell it the same way we sell liquor everywhere.
Okay, but, so you can grab it at the grocery store?
You can grab it not at the grocery store, but at the store next to the grocery store. No big deal. You know what I mean? You grab your groceries, you grab your wine, you grab your weed, you grab your beer, you get the hell out of there, like whatever.
Okay,
and so and so to be drug testing people in such a I don't want to say inhumane, but in such a way that it goes away. Yeah, it takes away from their rights to be able to use it recreationally on the weekend. Seems really silly. And obviously I'm aware of like the lasting effects, whether that be like, in a short period of time or not. So I firmly believe that we need some reform on what that looks like from like an employee standpoint, from an MCFD standpoint, and all of that stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
Godson, your relationship with cannabis.
So we have a love-hate relationship.
Okay, another one of those. I just heard about one of those.
Yeah, we got a love-hate relationship. I love that bitch, but I hate. I mean,
talk to me about it.
So, it's nothing to talk to you about. You know my story. You were there for 92% of it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So
you do remember why we started this show, right? It's to take the conversations that we have and share them with the world, and they weren't there.
No, but I've told my story.
Godson.
I've told my story. I'm about being vulnerable. I don't mind telling my story. But
you started young.
You gotta think. Yeah,
it was always around.
It was just always there. It was never. It was always we were at the party or we're about to be at the party. So let's go grab this bag. We get this alcohol. We about to go to the party. Who's got the best bag?
This is how we kick it, right?
This is how we do. So
and we're gonna brag about who show up with the best,
who got the best bag and all that. And went through, fell in love with selling it, did that shit for a while, went to jail for a while over it. You know what I mean? I remember when having a bag of weed or 10 bag of weed on you. Hey, they was trying to give you 6 months in accounting for that shit. You know? Damn. Oh, our town rough. And
now you can have it expunged if you go through the process. They say.
I was just gonna say, what is it like down there? Like, it's wild to me to think that people are still like locked up for that. Like Mark Emery, I guess, is maybe the most iconic in Canada. When I was a kid, you would have to go to the Amsterdam Cafe. Shout out to the Amsterdam Cafe. I mean, they kind of had a wiggle way around what was happening. So you could go there, you could buy glass. Shout out to Gibson's Glass. I mean, he's been selling out of that place forever. Okay. Homies from way back in the day, but actually like making it big in the glass world. So that's super cool. But they would say you could go in there, you could smoke, and it didn't open until halfway through the day. So they would start when the health board finished for the day, right? Because they're government. So they're like 3:30, they're out of there. So they said no one wants to do the paperwork at 4:20 in the afternoon. So if you guys then hang out, but that was really the only spot that was allowing that to happen. And Mark Emery, who owned a store right next door to that, actually, he ended up getting locked away for like seeds. For like importing some seeds or exporting some seeds or whatever. And it was crazy. So while he was still being locked up, they were decriminalizing it all over Canada. And it just goes, homie said archaic. Like it's wild to me to think like you're talking about getting locked up, and, I guess it's a little bit different for soliciting it. They want to make their taxes on it. Yeah. But it never really seemed to line up of what was actually happening with the substance to like what was happening in the legal system with it. It has never ever, not since what was that reefer madness, like that was kind of the jump off for all of it, right? And since then they've never really been able to line that shit to actually make any sense.
Yeah, so it's so crazy that you talk about reefer madness and all that time era of all that. So you know that video that's stuck there that's like stigmatized with all the reefer madness that goes along with it. every time I see a trombone player playing or someone playing the saxophone, I think of that movie, of that little show, the cartoon. If you get high, what is it? If you smoke reefer, you will want to play the saxophone into someone's butt. I love it. Every time someone does that, I'm just like, he blew that at someone's butt to get that.
Hey, bro, I've avoided orchestras my whole life
for that reason. But like you were saying, I went to jail over it, sold it, went to jail back over it, and then they decriminalized it. That was like the best day of my life. I'm not gonna say I cried, but I'm not gonna say it was like the feeling of what when they try to end segregations. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Segregation, like how black people finally felt like they could be, you know, it's not.
I immediately just said, how is he gonna tie weed legalization to segregation? But I'm on the ride with you.
No, it's more of it's becoming acceptable now.
Socially
acceptable.
Right.
It's something that you don't have to hide.
Well, it still has a stigma. Yeah. I attribute it to like alcohol. Like, so they don't want to see you doing it in public. They don't want to see you doing it on social media, but you could do it in the privacy of your own home, in a social setting. You can consume it that way. They want it to be done privately. They don't want you out there flaunting the shit.
But we don't.
Just like they don't want you drinking like that.
We don't have weed bars, but we have bars.
Right.
See what I mean? Like, there will always be that it's bad. It's still a drug. It's still that gateway drug that.
Well, I think it's getting better. I mean, a lot more celebrities and stuff are coming out and publicly doing it. There's more podcasts and content related to it.
First of all,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
You can't. No. I was gonna say you can't. You cannot tell me that weed. I don't care who and how many times. I mean, we'll probably go our whole lives here in this, but to say that weed is a gateway drug, like, my goodness, if alcohol and pills are not really the gateway drug, you know what I'm saying? Man. Like, and then that, right, and then it leads into the frustration that, like, although obviously with like the prohibition and all the things that have happened with alcohol, at least the laws surrounding alcohol were, you know, the margin of ridiculousness was a lot tighter than it is with weed. And it's wild to me, like, the cases just don't back up the reasons for what they were trying to push on us. So, like, you know, exactly. They say, like, you know, people have never killed themselves with weed, or they never beat their wife or weed. And obviously those are just like kind of really shallow examples, but it rings true. And those are things that would happen when it was associated with alcohol, you know, or heavy drugs. And so it's really frustrating that we couldn't identify that early.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't push for that early. And I think to say, like, you know, it's something similar to ending. I mean, I guess it's hard. You know, Buddy said in the comments, like, you know, the sugarcane plantation, which is kind of where my mind went to it. Obviously, slavery and separation and segregation, all that stuff is heavy. But I can appreciate associating that feeling when they let go of what it meant to be caught with a bag of weed, because to be demonized over something that doesn't have the history of abuse and trauma like other substances do is just horrendous. It's horrendous. And so for people to be losing their kids, being locked up, losing their jobs, like not be, you know, losing the right to be employable, never mind like just living their life, like you lose the right to be employable to then turn around and pay taxes, like to lose that, you know, in society, and then also have it attached to this massive stigma when really there was no proof that anything negative was really going on, is like, that, you know, what they were trying to accomplish was extremely misleading and unfair to a lot of people. So I can appreciate the segregation comment.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at two people. I mean, two of those examples you named are sitting right here in front of you. I mean, I myself have sat with a young lady. This would have been well over a decade ago, who signed away her rights because she couldn't stop smoking weed. And I say she couldn't because she didn't. And that's what was being asked of her. And really, that's all that was being asked of her. It wasn't being asked of by me, but I was trying to help her navigate that system. And there was nothing that I could do to supersede those tests or that expectation. And so it came to the end of the road where they were going to terminate. And she just voluntarily did it instead of, you know, the judge forcing it. But I mean, and to think about how it's legal now. over a decade later? Where
all
is that
those
child?
years lost with their child. I mean, obviously she could have made other choices and given that up. And that brings in, the call to like, is it really that addicting? How does it really affect us? But I mean, the real argument is, did it create a hostile environment or an unstable environment for those children? Was she unable to parent those kids? I mean, it's.
I mean,
Yes.
I say what changed? You know what I mean? Like, if it was an issue then, why isn't it an issue now? Right?
It never was an issue, though. That's the thing.
And if we're acknowledging that we were wrong, then I mean, how do we rectify that?
Yeah. Well, they don't take any accountability to any of the things that have been done, right?
Yeah,
obviously.
Right. It's always, we're just trying to do better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
We're going to move forward from here.
It's never I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah, never I'm sorry, never no correction. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, you're not getting no reparations from the time you served. Best case scenario, if you went through the system, you could have them expunged, right?
Best case scenario.
That's best case scenario.
Best case
right?
scenario.
Like, you don't get no time back because you broke the law.
I don't get that.
It was a law.
It was a law. It was a thing. It was for all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're not like trying to pay you back some cash or nothing.
Yeah,
like
they ain't trying to be like, you know what, my bad, dog.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Like
sorry, I messed up your entrepreneurial endeavors.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like my hardships going through that, being arrested, doing all that, did it set way for us to have better laws about weed and better talks about it? I'll take that. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got to go down for the better survivalment of the people.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure. Why
so
not?
From a mental health perspective, I always look at cannabis, especially when it comes to mental health, like in terms of periods of my life where I felt like I was more dependent on it than others. Being that I was using it to cope with, large amounts of stress, which I think a lot of people do. But in that way, it can become a vicious cycle of always trying to self-soothe with marijuana. And so I always look at the struggles and relationship with it from that perspective. And so I wonder, do you share with me in that struggle in terms of how it affects you in different periods of your life? And did you think because I think about it like, I'm not as productive as I'd like to be right now. Is the weed the reason, or things like that?
No.
But I also wonder, like, mental health perspective, because you also have this other relationship with it, and the fact that it took time from you. You know what I mean? It caused you to have to go away.
It did. So, all right, let's just rewind that back on I don't blame weed or the actions that came from weed on weed, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I blame all that on myself. No one told me I had to sell that. No one told me I had to keep doing this. No one told me, you want to live this lifestyle, you got to do this for that. You know what I mean? I did all those things myself. And that was the one thing that set me different from everybody else that I've ever met. I wasn't innocent. I did it. Come on, let's go. Let's get this shit over with. 2 days that matter. The day I get sentenced, the day I get out. Anything in between is a blur. And that's it. Nothing else. Now, the relationship that I have with it as far as my mental health, it definitely helps now that I'm more knowledgeable about mental health, more understanding of what it is and what are some of the triggers and causes that might put me in a fucked up situation in the head. It helps me to clarify those thoughts and ABC them and 1, 2, 3 like this, how to get the shit done. If you're not motivated and you're smoking weed, that's just you. That's just a personal thing. Drugs, I'm not saying all drugs are the same. One person's vice is different. A vice is a vice is a vice no matter what. But if you're just lazy, you're just lazy. Because I know people who don't do shit, and when they smoke weed, they still don't do shit. All right? So it's not the weed that are not making them not do shit. They are just not do shit people, which is cool. You know what I mean? But I also know people.
It's also easier to cope through slumps, I think.
Yeah. like
when you're doing it through a haze.
When you're going through that, trying to get through,
and you know we've all been through the slumps.
We've been there.
We ain't gonna front like we ain't,
and we all have. And if you haven't, hey, I would like to meet you and shake your hand, type
sure
shit. You know
too.
what I mean?
But share the recipe.
Listen,
We still be trying to get it right. Go ahead.
No, like, and I'll relinquish you of some of that feeling and that stigma that's attached to it. So, I'm certified, I guess, through like it would be Alberta Health Services, and so the part that always comes up, and it's something again we push a lot over at PINECASE, is that obviously harm reduction and self-care are two different things. And when you guys are talking about it, it looks like a little bit of both, right? So you're saying like the harm reduction part of it would be that we're using marijuana in lieu of antidepressants or mood stabilizers or anti-anxiety medication or insomnia medication. So does
at different points in my life, yeah,
right, because it can do all of those things. So does utilizing THC and CBD negate having to utilize those substances? Yeah, if the answer is yes, then good. Perfect. Then we don't have to argue yes or no or why, because now we've proved that is the lesser of relatively two evils, and that's what it was. It's an easy solution. We don't have to go and try and deal with like the levels and all the potential addictions that come with those medications. That's a whole other beast. We'll talk about that some other show, and then the other part of it obviously is like self-care. Now self-care, and you guys can fight me in the comment section or whatever. I'll bring it on. Like if you utilize anything, cocaine, heroin, meth, whatever, all of those included, plus some, if you use those and it does not negatively impact your life in the following ways, and in those moments that you're utilizing those substances, that you're being, and I call it being selfish, but you're having these moments where they're just for you, you're taking that time for yourself, you're bringing yourself back down, you can then function and go on and carry on your day. Maybe you take that 24 hours for yourself, you party a little bit, and then you get on with your shit for the rest of the week, year, month, whatever. Then it isn't substance abuse. It's actually, it is looked at as self-care. And so the argument then would be, if you put weed in that position, if I utilize a little bit of weed or use a little bit of weed today, and that brings me down to like some sort of reality, I can kick it. I don't have to acknowledge anything, or acknowledge everything, whatever that looks like, that betters you in that 24-hour period. And then tomorrow you get on with X, Y, and Z, and you're productive and whatever, then that's self-care. So I think marijuana has a position in both of those places, hands down. And if you want to call that, to smoke weed casually, and that's what gets me through, and that's what's cool, then like that's what it's called. But it can absolutely be used not only as harm reduction, but as self-care, period.
Definitely 100%.
Now, I would also argue that weed isn't for everybody. Just like everything isn't for everybody.
Sorry, I didn't cut you off though. Sorry. Quick story real quick. Yes, I have a great story. So I don't know if everybody has this. I call them Willy Wonkas. It's like Willy Wonka the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
But it's for my weed man. He was always having exclusive, and it was like, I want a little bit of this, I want a little bit of that, give me some of that.
Variety.
And that was literally, he had a name shelved out. I would go in there, give me half of this, a quarter of that, and I'd come out with 10 different bags, right?
Where was that? You said you were going. What was the address again, sir?
So this is Willy Wonka, right? This is when I was living in the trailer court. Yeah. This will tell you how long ago that is.
Back in the day, way, long time ago.
One of my guys, his little brother, has never smoked weed before.
Okay.
Never touched it. Always said, I'm not going to smoke weed.
It's not for me, guys. It's not for me.
Literally, it's not for me. It's not what I do, right?
Okay.
His brother now knows Mr. Wonka, so he knows what I have, right? So his brother now is getting big balls. This is where his balls drop all of a sudden. Now he becoming a man. He's like, I want to get down.
He went to the candy shop.
No. I brought the candy shop.
Okay.
I rolled what were we calling them back then? They weren't Jeffries. What were they back then?
Oh, I don't even know.
But anyway, it was like 4 different weeds in it at once. All of it fire. Right? Every last piece of it fucking fire.
What?
Me, we're smoking. And then all of a sudden, my head. You can see the panic set in his face.
as it hit him. The anxiety. And that's what I wanted to talk about. Anxiety
that's what brought it up.
Can be a side effect.
Yes.
For everybody.
Yes. He's like, my heart's beating too fast. I'm about to have a heart attack.
Oh, you haven't lived until you felt your heartbeat.
So mind you, I'm sitting here. I'm trying to add the blood to his brother, right?
Yeah.
His brother over there tweaking. He's like, I don't know what the fuck to do. I've never seen this shit before, right?
Is he OD? That's right.
Is this the first medical case ever in life?
Hold on, got you looking at it. You know, you looking at him, like.
But I know, look, by that time I've been fucking with Mr. Wonka for quite a while, right?
You know,
So I know Wonka good. I know he's certified, okay?
Mm-hmm.
He picks his brother up. When I tell you, just like you would see in the movie, someone tweaking out, and you throw him in the shower.
Oh no!
Oh, they did him like that?
Throws him in the shower, right?
He's ODing. Right.
When he gets out the shower, I'm out the house.
Gotta go.
He calls his mom.
Yeah.
His mom comes
Now
over
you're all
there.
in trouble.
Oh no, not y'all. There was no y'all to be found.
You're out.
Y'all was not there.
To this day, she still don't know that I'm there, right? Right. So they take it. She gets there, scorched earth. I can hear her from across the street. Mind you, I'm right here.
Corner.
He right here, right? You know what I'm talking about,
Bro, it's
right? Yes.
It's a matter of feet.
I hear this. Mind you, I'm smoking, listening to this crying. They take him to the hospital.
No.
Oh my God! I mean, we don't need to make fun of this.
He had to wear one of those heart things.
He
Like 2 days.
they had to make sure he was good, bro. He was palpitating. But I mean,
Oh.
and that's why, you know, if it's your first time,
Yeah,
always suggest doing it with someone else.
absolutely. Yeah,
Oh,
buddy
that's
system for
just
sure.
Someone who's gonna be safe with
Yeah.
you.
Oh, we were safe.
No, you
No.
Oh,
No.
You were not safe.
No. First foremost,
They were safe. You were not.
no. First foremost, we're just not. We're gonna throw this out there.
Okay.
This was a white household I was in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we got rules about that.
Okay.
When white folks are about to fall out, don't be there.
No, you got to dip. Like,
Gotta
you got to go.
Look, you can go ask my
Yeah.
other brother, who does all this.
Oh,
Who
yeah,
does
yeah.
all this?
Mhm.
I'd rather die 10 toes down. When I tell you right, wrong, or whatever, me and him will figure it out later. Me and him against the world. I'm with him. I got his back no matter what, right? That's my man.
Mhm.
But he was tattooing a white girl.
Yeah.
She didn't eat before she went and got tattooed.
No.
She was already pre-drinking before she got there because we were all going to go out drinking,
Recipes.
right?
Bad.
She's like, I just want this letter. I just want these 3 little letters. Something would have took maybe not even a half hour, right?
Mhm.
Cool, I got you. Come on, we'll do that before we go out, right? Just so you can be fresh. Halfway through the first letter,
Nodding
like she, bro, when she
Absolutely
fell,
not.
Broski grabbed her, had the guts back again with the other brother from the last story, right?
Of course. Yeah.
He's
No
holding
stress
me
there.
like this as in my man, who's the boyfriend, right?
You got it. I know you got up out of there.
Look, get your girl.
Before she hit the floor, you was going.
Bro, before she hit the floor, my fingerprints were wiped off. I was out the door down the street. I was gone.
Bro.
Yeah.
And just said he turned around. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Hey, won't slide.
Listen, we all read To Kill a Mockingbird. But after that, I was like, yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, right?
We all
Yeah,
know.
real
We all
stories.
know. Like, get out.
But yes, no, it happens.
Right, and people and we retell these stories in a ha way, but I mean it's important to realize that they're rooted
Yeah.
in
It's
stories
true.
like
Yes.
To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yes. Yeah.
And all of the other stories
Joe's
from
sweating.
Back then.
he is sweating. Why are you sweating so much?
Because thinking
That's
about those
funny.
stories got me
That's
dying.
funny.
That puts you back in, it put you back into space, didn't it? That's how it works. So.
And you know what's crazy about it? That night, it was also raining too.
It was also a
It
rainy
was
night.
also raining.
It's a rainy night here in Bloomington, Illinois.
Oh God.
Quality.
I didn't mean to derail this. That just had
No.
me crying, though.
Listen, it's true. This is okay. So when I was saying earlier, like there's times where I participated, and there was times where I was like, soliciting, and there were times that I was like not at all, and that was why. Like, unfortunately, we went to a few too many services growing up as kids, and Calico, I'm sure, was there for a few of them, and so by like. I don't. It was my grad date, my beautiful grad date. Bless him, he's never been found. He took off kayaking somewhere. Crazy life choices, whatever. Things happen, people happen, things happen. We don't need to get into all that, but I'm just trying to paint a picture. We're all grieving, right? Yeah. And I've back then, especially, like I was articulate, I was interesting, and I would always take initiative to speak on people, or I would be asked to speak on people, in these moments, right? And I took that really serious to advocate for the real part of those people that maybe their parents really didn't know or see or whatever, right? Like, who were these people for real? You want to really know? Like, let me tell you about hot knife and some weird shit in the smoke pit, back in Timberlake. No big deal. Like, I got you, but I could say it in a way that grandma and grandpa wouldn't be really upset that it was happening at a service. And so one of these situations are happening, and I'm getting ready, and we're all sitting around a table and we're all talking, and I was going on. And I was really like, to me, everything made sense. Like, I was speaking about somebody that I know. I was speaking about things that I know well. And I was talking, and I look over, and this girl, she's looking at me, and she was like, what? And everyone else was like, what? And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean what? Like, what do you mean what? What's going on? And they're like, yeah, I don't know, man. And like everyone
they don't know who you're describing.
We don't know what you're talking about, who you're talking about.
What you're talking
about.
No
one said right now is not that time. And I was so taken back and embarrassed by it. Like, maybe not embarrassed, because I'm a pretty proud person, but I was like, I'm never smoking weed again. Like, I'm never going to put myself in a position where I feel like this in front of people. Like, it took away so much that I was so sure about. And I was like, what? Like, you know what? Forget it. If he ain't here to smoke this,
what do you attribute their what do you attribute their reaction to? Was that like denial, or?
I mean, maybe.
It impacted you in a great way.
Yeah. And so, I mean, regardless of what was happening, I think that when we talk about, utilizing or using or abusing substances, when you're not in this, maybe the most, I don't want to say stable, but if you're not in the same headspace you were in yesterday, hallucinogenics are another one that this is really like a sensitive thing with. But if yesterday, if I'm happy and I'm smoking weed, I was fine. If I was, tired after work and smoking weed, I was fine. But in the moment where I was grieving and I'm in a completely different emotional state, smoking weed was not necessarily the thing. Now, that's not to be said that like you can't smoke weed and get you through some hard times. I'm just saying, in that moment for me, I wasn't 100% on who I wanted to be, and the only thing in my system was marijuana. And so in the same way that people have these adverse reactions, or
making more sense to me. Thank you for walking me there. You just had to hold my hand through that one.
Yeah. So like it affected me in a way that I had never understood before.
Yes, okay.
And I immediately was like, well, I don't want to ever be that person in the room. I don't ever want to be like, second guessing what I'm wearing or saying or thinking or whatever, like, because I'm a very proud human being, and I lived on my own since I was like 13. Like, you can't fuck with this. Like, what do you mean? And so to like even feel even slightly insecure, it like threw me off so bad that I didn't smoke weed for years after that. Years. I was just like, you won't catch me. Nah. Like, no. So
said, not now, but not now. Say it, not now.
No, like, no, we got too many bills to pay to be out here looking crazy. So
come on now.
So during that time when you weren't like partaking, was your mental space better? Was it worse, or do you feel like you were just like you were getting by doing what you needed to do?
You know what? It actually it actually didn't change my productivity. It didn't change my goals or achieving them. It really didn't change much. The only thing that it prevented from happening was me being put in a situation where I thought that I was vulnerable. Looking at it now, I wasn't actually vulnerable. I just didn't understand my emotions at that time. But the only difference is that I just didn't put me in a state where I would where I could potentially be vulnerable. That was really the only difference.
It caused you to put up a boundary, to put up a wall, because you didn't want to feel the way you felt in that moment. First of all, you were processing feelings that you didn't understand, and then you had a new feeling that you were attributing to marijuana.
Yes, exactly.
Based on their reaction.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like there is, I guess, so you know, from a chemical standpoint, obviously the difference between like sativa and indica, you know, people will say like some make you tired, some make you more, you know,
and the couch.
Yeah, right, exactly. And so obviously like all of that needs to be taken into consideration. And in that moment, much like, you know, Willy Wonka or whatever, we had some dude, you know, shout out to wheelchair Bob, may he rest wherever the heck he is at. Who knows? He was the OG. He, you know, he was wild. Like that dude was like low income housing. He wasn't playing. Like I don't even know if he qualified for all that, but he was definitely in there. And like he, you know, he had like the stashes in the back. Like people, he was crazy.
Yeah.
A good time.
I swear, wheelchair Bob sounded like he would have been a great guy. I'm kind of mad I didn't get to cross paths with wheelchair Bob.
Come on, man.
Maybe Eric was our wheelchair Bob.
I think
as soon as you said that, I was thinking that.
Yeah.
Easy E might have been our wheelchair Bob. Yeah, man. All right, man. He's still on my mantle, right over there. He's
right there.
Oh yeah, I forgot you had got the tattoo.
Yeah,
one of the poker buddies from back in the day.
No, that's beautiful.
That story another time.
I don't know. It's hard to see.
Yeah,
but it's that one.
I gotta tell. I just gotta tell the nature of it though, because it still surprises me to this day.
Right.
This group was formed. It was a buddy I was acquainted with in the neighborhood who was headed to a poker game. And I invited myself to this poker game that was happening in the neighborhood.
Is that how that started?
That is exactly how that started.
For context, I didn't know this part of the story. I know like the rest of it, but I never knew this. I never knew this was an introduction. Like you introduced your own damn self.
So, yeah.
That's amazing.
I knew somebody who was going to the game.
Okay.
And it was like, well, you got to get me in the game, basically. You know what I mean? And so I got in the game, and what it ended up being was a disabled man in a wheelchair who was covered in tattoos from the top of his head to the bottom of his feet.
Yes.
He had lived his best life. We would end up learning that he had a horrible car crash that put him in that wheelchair, but he had 2 beautiful children and an ex-wife, amazing human being. So he would be at that game. It was his house. And then his brother would be there, and his brother is a State Farm person. That's big. That's big. Where we're from, State Farm originated here in Bloomington, Illinois.
Okay.
And so he's a State Farm person. And then it was their father, and who was a retired professional, and it was the brother's best friend, who was also in a wheelchair because he lost one leg. He was a mechanic.
And he had one eye.
He lost a leg while working on a car. He also had one eye. Shout out Bones.
Damn. Okay.
And so it was that was the group that I walked in on. Mind you have gotten to know me a little bit, and that just wasn't my scene. You know what I mean? Mind you, I'm also like in my 20s. You know what I mean? But when I tell you, I think I started by inviting Joe and our other brother Ryan, and then it turned into Spare Parts game. Josh. It turned into W, Obama. Come on, Gambino, Drew.
Adam started showing up.
I mean, when I tell you, we brought the crew.
Yeah.
I mean, the crew.
Yeah.
And it was never an argument. It was never a fight. It was never discrepancy over money.
None of that.
Nothing ever. Yeah. And so I always use that as the experience of you never know the relationship you can have with people, even if they somebody that you don't think you'll really mess with like that.
Yeah.
You'll never know.
That's that story. When Eazy-E died, they had a whole section out for us for the poker crew at his funeral. The same way for Bones. the poker crew, we haven't met in quite some time.
It's been a while.
But it was a thing for a while, and it was real community for us.
Wow.
Yeah, that was real community for us.
That was probably some of the best weekend time I've had.
Look forward to Fridays. Look forward to Friday nights. You know what I'm saying?
Like we might have to start doing that.
Worst case scenario, I lose $40, but I have a great time.
For real.
Right.
We start at like 9, get out of there about like midnight.
Yeah, man. It was an amazing time.
Definitely was. Good times. He was a great man. He really was.
Yeah.
Like you said, you never know who you're going to know and who's going to have such an impact on your life until you sit down and get to know them.
Right. Break bread with somebody and see what they really like.
Mm-hmm.
And like when he invited me the first night I came over, I was like, oh, cool. I'm right in. Shit talking. This is up.
Yeah.
Like, it's,
you know, I ain't finna bring you nowhere. You know,
and I've always been the type of person, you can put me wherever and I'm gonna find something in common with somebody or something, regardless of whatever it is. If you smoke weed, we for the smoke weed, bond over this while we figure out what we got in common here, you know?
Yeah.
But
we also had a shared love of cannabis, by the way.
Yes.
Oh, that was a lovely cannabis community.
Well, and I think that is like, that's a massive part of it. I've been really blessed. Like I grew up in foster care. My parents are really, really cool, regardless of however people want to put that story together, that's on them. Right. And so what ended up happening after I emancipated myself is it opened up this kind of neat space to plug in whoever I wanted into those positions. And when I say like the list of people that I absolutely owe, that part in my heart to, like, everybody, like Bubba and Shannon, this lesbian couple that used to just like chop wood and like smoke weed in their backyard and open up their doors to all like the weird kids in the neighborhood, make sure we were always had a safe place. Or, Bianca, the wild Mexican lady that used to like drink tequila, eat oysters, and like dance naked, talk to the moon. Like, but you know what I mean? Like those are just, and like, so like, those are just like, little moments. But when I look back at it, I'm like, these people would have never been in my life had it not gone the way that it did. And I'm so glad that it did, because once you kind of let your weird hang out with complete strangers and you grow that love for each other, and then the days go on and go on. I mean, that really is the good stuff. Like that.
Yo, the first time I heard W singing Boot Scootin' Boogie, I about fell out of my chair.
I'll tell you, I seen him the other day.
No, but I did see that, Free World he was in. Yeah.
I seen him the other day. He definitely hold me good.
Just for the record, I can sing that entire song from beginning to end. Like,
Come on, here we go.
Like Cadillac Blackjack is definitely. There you go.
Cadillac Blackjack, baby, meet me out back. We're gonna boogie. I'm about to say, you don't want to challenge me.
Wait a second. You guys are wild. Like, I can only picture.
We will surprise you. Just when you think you have us figured out,
nope.
We will surprise you.
Yeah.
Know that.
It's beautiful. Beautiful.
You would never think I know the whole cover to fucking Rockstar by Nickelback either.
Everybody's got a drug dealer on speed dial. Hey, I want to be a rock star.
Oh my God.
I swear.
I got to take this opportunity though, because you know what? PINECASE is actually going to be launching their merch at Nickelback in Cowichan Lake August 9th this year.
Go.
So yeah. We got a little shout out to Full Life for giving us a rack, a little bit of a table. Yeah, I'll send you guys some for definite. Yeah. Shout out to Nickelback.
Okay, sure. Fuck yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I want to go to Nickelback concert now. All of a sudden. Does that make you old?
I saw Nickelback in concert in college.
Like, I would go see them, but
it's free.
It's literally just for maybe like 2 songs. Yeah, and it's literally Rockstar, and I forget the name of the other one, but it was good.
I'm not trying to hate, but they all kind of sound the same anyway. So I mean, if you like those 2, you'll like the rest of them. It's fine.
Yeah, there was a night. There was a night where we had a good time, as we always do. and our brother Ryan, Godson's baby mama, was passed out on the couch, and our brother Ryan commenced to straddle her standing on the couch while air guitaring the whole Rockstar song.
I mean, what else are you gonna do?
I mean, it was like
I
4
heard
in the
about the
morning.
story. Yeah.
It was like
While I
4
was
in
in
the.
the
Oh yeah,
joint,
you weren't there.
No, I heard about why I was in the prison.
Yeah. It was
Dang.
Yeah.
It was me and RDO Double G.
Yeah. Good times for what I
Quality
heard.
good time.
They played in who was it? Puddle of Mud opened up for them, and so we checked them out on my 19th birthday. Yeah. And so like literally 12 o'clock the night like before it hit, we me and my bestie, we went down to the Roxy in Vancouver, and they like let us in with our ID. They're like, okay, yeah, 11:59, sure, come in. And Puddle of Mud, who was opening for them, was actually playing that at the Roxy the night before. It was so awesome. It was like this intimate situation. We all got to kick it with them, and then we went and seen Nickelback the next day. So it was just like, and then ironically enough, August 9th is actually my birthday. So you guys can go ahead and put that in your calendars. And so when I seen that they were going to be playing in my favorite community in Canada, hands down, on my birthday, it just seemed like the right thing to do. And then Calico had a conversation with Dev, our merch dude, who's, been busy in the lab trying to sort something out. And he was like, man, I'm like, you need to get a table there. He's like, okay, I'll go get a table. I'm like, yeah, you're going to hook us up a little spot, right? So yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's what it
good.
takes, man. You work your relationships, you get in them doors.
Yeah.
Until you can finesse it yourself, you rock with your community, man.
Look, Mrs. Godson, I'm not going to say that I've always had to leave it up to the will of whatever, you know what I mean?
Fate of the universe.
The fate of the universe. I've never been that. I've always been I'm going to make sure this is what we going to do.
Yeah.
But she has me believing, because there have been times, true story. We went to Tennessee. No, where did we go? We went to, what's that way? What state? Whitewater rafting in Tennessee. Yes, we went to Tennessee. Whitewater rafting. It was Tennessee. We go down there. Now, mind you, this is during COVID.
Okay.
Right? So this is coming in between for me to get the unemployment time and me still collecting the checks from the burger place for the COVID stuff. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So we planned on that. Like, we'll get this will get us back. You know what I mean? So we were good. Some shit just kept messing up. Wasn't going right.
You ready to bag out?
I was ready to bounce.
Pull the plug.
Dude.
We ain't gonna be able to do it, baby. Shit ain't going right.
Mrs. Godson was like, just let the universe take it. I'm like, fuck the universe. Let me know look. The
universe ain't never did shit for us.
Dougie, you was like it happen. You was on the dial. That's how close I was.
Oh yeah, you for the call.
Look, send me a couple dollars real quick. I'll tell you about when I get home. I just need a couple to get home, right? I had the conversation in my head. I had the number ready. And no sooner she told me, just let the universe take care of it. Just be cool. It's gonna work itself out. Boom. What I needed hit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The rack hit bang. We were good. Chewy.
Timing.
Perfect.
Universe.
Right? Okay, I'm gonna chalk it up to time and whatever.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna chalk it up to that.
It was probably a holiday weekend and it just hit early.
I'm finding ways to chalk it up to it.
Hey, at this point, you thinking whoever it is.
Right. So fast forward maybe 6 months, 7 months.
Yeah.
We go back to Tennessee to do the same thing again.
Now you just out there on faith. He out there on agnostic faith.
No. We still same thing. I'm good.
Okay.
We good.
Okay.
Same situation pop up.
Yeah.
I can't check in as quick as I need to.
Okay.
We either got it right. Maybe she's like, let the universe take it. You got this.
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
It came through. Y'all let me find out y'all gonna be in some type of universalist church now.
I don't look. It's happened quite a few times.
You'll come when the Spirit leads you.
I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the Spirit.
Timing,
I hope no one's touching me. Like not get, you know what I mean? Against my will. Yeah, I don't want no spirits touching me. This body is holy. This is a spiritless
Only the
body.
Holy Ghost can touch me. Can't no other. Can't no other ghost.
No, can't no other ghost. No.
But the Holy Ghost.
I'm look. I will say this.
I can't figure that right now.
I am tending to believe that.
Okay.
If you just say,
let the universe.
Hey, universe, I need you. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but in my anecdotal story,
Yeah.
in my
In both of
personal,
these scenarios,
in both these scenarios,
in these two small case studies,
and the universe was mentioned, the shit came through popping. All right.
I'm not
There
saying
you
it's
go.
like a lamp that you rub 3 times or anything.
Not
Three
that.
wishes with a genie. I'm
Not none
saying-
of that, because I
I'm
didn't
saying
have that.
like that.
All I'm saying is, it look.
What are you hearing?
It's the
You know,
power
I'm-
of positivity. It is. It's the power of positivity. It's the law of attraction. I swear, because like I had a really good instructor in college, and he was like, gave us the book, he made us watch the movie, all that stuff. And then again, later on in my life, I had another really amazing teacher, and he did the same thing. And I was like, yeah, whatever, sure, bro, like whatever, I wasn't really worried about it. But later on, once I was settled down and doing the things all proper, had my career, had my my beautiful baby, and my fiance and all that good stuff, I actually found my laptop and I popped it open and I was like looking through it, and if all the pictures that I had put onto my vision board wasn't like so dialed into the shit that was actually happening in my life, like it would be a lie. Like I mean, like the peak on the front of my house, the view out my front door, like the view, like and it was weird because so much time had gone by that I wasn't even really like, it wasn't even in my mind. I didn't really care what color the car was on my vision board back then, you know what I mean? And now my dude just bought me a vehicle for my birthday, looks exactly like that shit. Like I don't know, I really do think that when you set yourself up for success in the right ways, those things will come. Obviously things will just be dropping out of the sky. That's affirmation. If you really do work that, and I know Calico's probably in the comments right now, just like, listen, this girl will go out there and she will just drop things all throughout the calendar that like, she's like, yep, we're going to be doing this, and this over here. And I'll just grab some tickets for this. And I'm going to set this up. And if that shit does not line up every single time,
like, I don't even know how we about to do all this.
Right. I'm like, I don't know. Checking the accounts, looking at things. I'm like, girl, I don't know. But yeah, exactly. But yeah, every single time we come in, right on time, other than today, obviously people don't even know about that, but we come in on time. So
that ain't none of their business. Tell them to spark one. And
don't worry. When we have the paid membership, I will tell all the secrets, guys. All right, when we get the paid membership going, all the tea's coming out.
It'll be just a godson too, because I don't want nothing to do with that content. You'll be paying just for him and his beard.
That's it. Just doing this.
We'll let you name it for the first month. People will get to name it.
I'm with it. Look. If we get a paid membership, and we will try to make it as cheap as we can make it. If I could get it to be a penny, I will make it a penny.
Right.
A penny. I would, if I could do this on a mass platform, I would still do it for free. It's not for getting attention and getting rich. Don't mind me, money's great, but you also have to remember.
I mean, it would allow us to put more time, energy, and effort into it. Definitely would. We didn't have to. If we did, go to 9 to 5.
Yes, you are right about that.
I didn't have to go to a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
There you go.
You're right.
That's Mrs. Godson over there.
He's in the background, like, yeah, that'd be nice.
It would also be nice if I didn't have to go to work.
Yeah,
but it's more of just like, even if we just sit here and talk to.
Well, and it's not that we wouldn't go to work anymore. It's that we would be able to devote more time to this, which is also
you work more.
I think people forget how much work this actually is.
It definitely is. And I hate to have to cut it short, but I do have to go pick up my son and take him to work.
Oh, is it that time already?
Definitely that time. I feel like we still didn't get to touch half of the stuff I want to ask.
It's almost 7:30. Yeah. We haven't even got into like our like relationship with weed now.
None of that.
And we didn't even get into name that movie. Last
week, I had a good one. I had a great one. Yeah,
last week I got it on the first clue, so I'm not as confident as he is. I got it on the first clue.
You ain't getting it on this one.
I'm a champion when it comes to guessing these movies.
The two characters in this movie are white.
See, I told you he was going to set me up for failure off the jump. I said he was going to make it extra hard just because I needed it so bad last week.
Yeah.
And I bet one of them is that fella that we were talking about earlier from The Matrix.
Nope.
No, because he's from Canada.
He is.
We found out that he's from what's his name?
Did you know Keanu Reeves is from Canada?
Of course, man. Yeah,
I didn't know
he's
that.
an absolute institution up here. Yeah. John Wick.
I thought y'all just claimed that. I thought they just claimed what's the boy from Punk?
No. Oh,
Ashton, I thought Ashton claimed Ashton Kutcher and Drake.
No, you guys got Ashton Kutcher, Drake, Ryan Reynolds. Y'all should be proud of him.
We are proud of, I mean, not all of them. I mean, Drake's cool, but like, I don't know. Yeah.
Drake
No.
got bodied. We don't mention that around here. It's kind of a sore subject for people in the audience.
Listen, yeah,
A lot
no,
of people get sad when it comes to Drake. Hey,
I
we
don't-
got 3 yos.
we don't
from,
have to do
we
all
got
that.
we got 3 yos from the young one,
Hey,
and I'm gonna let the world see all 3 of them. All
There you
3 of
go.
these yos, because
There
we
you
didn't
go.
see him the first time. He's the baby bro, and so sometimes he has to make a little extra noise when he doesn't get the
course, of
attention he's looking
course.
for.
We see you, little fella. How you doing?
Shout out to the
Hey.
young lady. He is down there in the ATL. They're celebrating G Mama's birthday. Her birthday's
There
on
you go.
Tuesday. Shout out
Happy
G
birthday,
Mama.
G
Happy
Mama.
birthday, G Mama. I'm gonna do it again on Tuesday morning, but I'm gonna do it one time right now before we go. Before I thank Kaleisha for hanging out with us on
Yeah,
tonight.
I feel like we should do a part 2 so we can get into our relationship about
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
I
we
think we're
can
gonna have to.
totally, yeah, we can totally do that.
We're totally gonna have to. But I got to do this one time for the one time. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, G Mama.
There you go.
Kaleisha,
Yes.
you are a rock star. I hope that you know that. I know that you've heard it quite a few times, but I hope you believe it deep down in your soul. You are an amazing human being. You are a blessing to this world. We thank you so much for coming to rock out with us on today. Blunt Talk has been enriched from having you with us. We can't wait to link up with you again. Do you have any parting words? Of course, we're going to get your links in the comment section, which we haven't done yet. I apologize.
No,
But any parting words for the people? Remind them where they can find you, and of course, we'll get those links out there.
Yeah, absolutely, you guys. You know, like we always say over at PINECASE, you guys got to take care of each other, look out for one another. And you know where you can find us absolutely all the time, anytime. 250-289-3948. That is our warm line, and hashtag 988 is the suicide prevention and crisis line. You guys don't hesitate. Take advantage of those things. Take advantage of your friends. Take advantage of your family. Lean on each other, because that's all we got, man. This one time around.
Church.
Hey, you already know what I say. There's a level of intentionality to this world. Don't let the day run you. You run the day. You have everything inside of you to make it a great day.
Oh,
and if Bree was here,
good morning, Mel.
and if Bree was here, I'd say, now why do I encourage them to make it a great day? And she'd say, because great days don't just happen.
Yeah,
we make them great.
No. We don't make great. You are great when you wake up. All right. Yeah.
Now, greatness can wane and it can wane. Like I tell the folks, sometimes you got to choose 3, 4, 5 times a day to be great, because there's plenty of opportunity to not be great. Trying to get on the show this afternoon was one of them for me. We'll talk about that another time.
That's the paid membership we're talking about right there.
Y'all. Stay positive and love one another, man. We out of here, y'all.
Deuces, y'all. Y'all have a good one.
Bye.